I want to tell you just a little bit about the book. It's called, obviously, Poverty, Riches, and Wealth. And the Lord just began to talk to us. He's been talking to us for a while about true prosperity in the kingdom. I don't think everyone should be rich, but I do think everyone should be wealthy. Not everybody who's wealthy has lots of money, and not everybody who's rich is really wealthy. But I learned, and you can get the first chapter of this book for free, by the way, and there's no obligation to even buy the book. So if you'd like to read the first chapter, you get an idea what the book's about. But it just begins with my own journey coming out of a poverty spirit. I was born into poverty, not third world poverty, of course, but American poverty. I grew up in a family that lived on. I grew up on welfare. This is when welfare was really welfare, in the sense that the welfare lady would literally come to our house every month and check our drawers and go through our cabinets. And if we had anything that had sugar in it, or if we had people staying overnight at our house, then we would actually not get welfare for that month. And so it was pretty humiliating. Let me put it that way. Pretty humiliating, and it created in me a poverty mentality. And when I got saved, I actually got saved and didn't realize it at the time, but I actually got saved into a people group that also had a poverty mentality. And I owned 9 businesses and really didn't realize till probably 5 years after being at Bethel that there was no way I could really prosper. There was no way that prosperity was going to happen to me, because I actually sabotaged my own ability to prosper. And I started to learn that prosperity actually happens from the inside out. And, if you get more on the outside than you are on the inside, if you get bigger on the outside than you are on the inside, you'll actually sabotage your ability to prosper. And Deuteronomy chapter 8, in fact, we had a great prayer meeting this morning for our city. We have a Friday morning prayer meeting just for an hour for our city. And we pray over specific things in our city. And this morning, what was highlighted to us was Deuteronomy 8:18, where God says, I'm going to give you power to make wealth, that I might confirm my covenant with you forever. And, I say to people, like, if you don't like wealth, you're not going to like heaven. I mean, heaven is gold streets, pearl gates. And how many understand that if wealth was inherently evil, would God describe heaven as like opium fields and marijuana farms, No, because those things aren't inherently good for you. And I'm simply saying, when you think that wealth is evil, then you actually misunderstand heaven. And if you think that Jesus was poor, think about it. Jesus could make wine out of water. He didn't have to grow grapes. He didn't have to wait for fermenting. And then how many Mary knew that Jesus could make wine? She said they're almost out of wine. How did Mary know that unless Jesus was doing that at home? If Jesus could go fishing to pay his taxes, how many know Jesus didn't have any problem with money? And so, and we understand that the love of money is the root of all evil. But anyway, I'd really like you to read this book.